Too late now.
Aiden! Blast! He was one of our best men. The cowardly beast must be trying to pick us off one by one. The Nightwalkers gather strength from the shadows and find comfort in numbers. They have not the valor to walk in the light.
On the contrary, Vigilant. Theirs is a formidable race, and we must acknowledge their strength if we are to vanquish them.
And what kind of monster are you, to walk amongst these demons?
I am no monster. I am a soldier in the war to cleanse the land of impure blood.
Then you're with the Dawn Guard.
No. Ours is a group that dates back to the Oblivion Crisis. I am a member of the Order of the Virtuous Blood.
Virtuous Blood? I've never heard of such an order.
True, the Order's presence is not as widespread as the Vigilance. But while yours was to rid the land of Daedra, ours was to purge the unclean. This war was thrust upon you, but we have been fighting it from the moment we were conceived.
Then you will tell me what you know of this place, soldier, and where to find the rest of this clan.
It is not ours to tell, but another may provide what you seek. The two of you follow me, and I will show you what I mean. Before you arrived, I had been watching this cabin for 3 days. Ours was to wait for the rest of the clan. When you eliminated the thralls, I had no choice but to join the fight. I found this one pressed against the shadows, completely invisible if not for magic. Yours is to train in detecting life, to find Daedra wherever they hide. But vampires are members of the undead.
A vampire? Why does he still live? Explain yourself.
Calm yourself, Vigilant. His is a blood that has not fully spoiled. Perhaps he knows where his clanmates have run off to.
Very well. Interrogate your prisoner. But when it is done, he will answer to Stendarr for his crimes.
I apologize, boy. The High Elf has seen many of her friends die at the hands of the impure, just as your life was stolen by their wickedness. The unclean, the ones whose blood is spoiled, they are not your family. You need not protect them.
Mara's eye. They came from Mara's eye. Through the ice.
The Volkihar.
No longer with the clan. Twins. Like Rinori. Tell her I'm sorry. It was my fault.
Divines cleanse your blood. The Divines bring us together once more. Ours is to delight in your passing. Yet, this is not the time for a lengthy reunion. I know the ones he speaks of. Twin Dunmer. If the rumors are true, they once served Clan Volkihar. Of course, they say these two were afflicted by 3 separate diseases. Power, hunger, and madness. If Clan Volkihar is truly as paranoid as the tales say, then you can see why such a pair would be exiled. Yes, As have I. Both her and Arlas have made me realize that the war I fight is against those who have fed. The taint comes only when you drink the blood that is not your own.
That is all fine and good, but you have yet to reveal how you know these twins. What are you hiding?
My soul is bare, Vigilant, as are my words. Yours is to listen so that you may understand. There are stories of vampire changelings who prey on children and take their forms. The Telboth of legend are one such clan. They simulate their lives. They come home to their victims' families and eat at their tables. They let the mothers of the dead kiss their foreheads and tuck them to sleep. And when they have grown to full size, it is the parents on whom they feast. These twins, Elroth and Egrind, they were my old partner's kin. He knew them, loved them, raised them. His was to tell me a story of a cold, bleak night when the walls of his home were painted in blood.
Nonsense. What you speak of are nothing more than children's ghost stories. They are vampires, are they not? Then they can be slain. Moreover, we are not a married couple looking to rear children. The craven tactics you describe will not serve them on the field of war. Come, let us hurry and be done with these vampires. Every minute we are separated from Stendarr's beacon puts it in further peril.
Yes. Admittedly, I was conflicted when we met. But our conversation gave me the resolve I needed to push forward. It is not our job to save the unclean. They were given a choice, and chose poorly. Yours is to lead, ours is to follow.
Let's go. Well, we're here. Where, pray tell, are the Night Stalkers your hostage promised us? Do not tell me that boy played us for fools.
Patience, Vigilant. I believe his was to tell the truth. These crates could be filled with supplies and food, ransacked from the docks of Windhell.
That proves nothing. They could belong to bandits.
Ho, I sense trouble.
Perhaps. Yet they could also belong to vampires, stocking up for a protracted dawn. There! Look at the table. Fresh bones and blood. They were here.
It seems your hostage was not entirely useless after all. The question now is, where have they gone?
Yes, it does seem rather peculiar that not a single vampire would remain to guard these supplies. Unless the supplies themselves were meant to hide something deeper.
What do you mean?
The pond is surrounded by land, but the water here runs underground. You spoke to the sister, did you not? Hers whose family was taken? Remember what she said about the vampires? How they used the river to phase through the ice?
What sister? Phasing through ice? What is he talking about? Then they could already be on their way north. We must hurry lest their numbers swarm.
What if they didn't swim up the river to snatch their victims? What if there was a tunnel that allowed them to travel to and from the docks?
We're already fairly deep. How much further can we possibly descend?
I am unsure. But if there is a trapdoor, it must be in this pool, camouflaged by the water. That's where we'll find them. Even the most pernicious parasites die. Yet vampires reproduce, and their numbers only swell. This is why they must be hunted.
It seems your instincts were correct, Argonian. I was wrong to question you.
Ours is to appreciate the gesture. But let's not count our hatchlings just yet.
I disagree. There's no turning back now. In this case, we will be better prepared if we assume the worst.
Very well, then. Stendar, protect us all.
Did I hear right?
God's mercy! How deep does this canyon go?
It's a long way to Windhelm, Vigilance. And the further we descend, the less obstacles to tunnel through.
It must have taken them centuries to dig this.
If there is one thing a vampire does not fear, it is time.
True enough. But they fear the light, and we will cast it upon this tunnel and burn their souls to dust.
Did I hear right?
Another corpse. The Dark Elf.
Like cowards, they prey upon the refugees and take advantage of the Jarl's indifference.
Or they act as refugees themselves. Theirs is to play the same game they played as children. They walk amongst the downtrodden, posing as their kin.
If what you say is true, then the girl's story was a lie. She says they came from the river, and that they phased through the ice. Your attachment to this brother and sister is affecting your judgment. How can we be certain they are not the twins we seek?
I don't know. Let us see where this tunnel ends. It may take us to the bottom of the White or inside the city. Then we'll know for sure. The Windhelm warehouse. You see? Rinori was telling the truth.
On the contrary, Argonian. We may be near the docks, but we're still inside the city. Do you think a god would notice a horde of vampires diving into the river? We're on the other side of the bank. There's no strategic advantage to using this tunnel whatsoever. Unless your aim was to get inside the city walls.
You may be right. Was I blinded by what happened to our lass? Is this girl no different than that child? It seems I am in need of your counsel once more. You have spoken with the girl. What do you think? There is truth to your words. We know someone has been using this tunnel, and time will tell whether that person is a friend or a stranger. We should head over to the Corner Club and ask if there have been any new refugees. If not, then following her will be our best lead.
It's about the twins. They've been so helpful, but I was wondering if they could spend another night here at the Corner Club. Bellin has some company coming over. and I'm afraid we don't have the space.
Running out of room, eh? I'll be glad to help.
Pardon me, but these twins you speak of, where did they come from?
They're refugees from Morrowind, just arrived last week. Pleasant lads, the both of them. We've all been passing them around from home to home until they get settled. Lucky for Amberies, we had to cut our turn short. It's a shame, really. They've been so wonderful to have around the house.
You mean to tell me you're harboring vampires in this very building?
Vampires?
Up the stairs! Don't let them escape!
Is someone there?
Let's go.
That was your last feast.
It appears we've arrived not a moment too soon. No doubt these two were ingratiating themselves with the locals. Had they been allowed to succeed, the Grey Quarter would have suffered an epidemic of vampirism. Moreover, the Jarl could have used it as a pretense to purge the entire city of outsiders. Thanks to our efforts, both those circumstances have been averted. The thought did cross my mind. The Argonian did say these heathens preferred the slow hunt, but we cannot take him at his word. As an honorary vigilant, I task you with the responsibility of sweeping the city and locating any who have turned. Report back to me at the beacon.
In any event, it seems Arlas will have a measure of peace now that his kin have been avenged. Still, the war rages on.
And I, for one, am glad to have you on our side. We may have our differences, but you have proven yourself worthy. The Order of the Virtuous Blood is a friend to the Vigil.
And here I thought we were going to leave on bad terms.
Why would you assume such a thing? I have been nothing but courteous to you.
I can never tell if you're using humor.
I can't imagine why. In any case, thank you again for your assistance, but I must take my leave. I'm headed back to the beacon.
Until next time, Vigilant. Divines guide your path.
Yes, until we meet again. Walk always in the light, the both of you.
The Vigilance takes her leave, but ours has one more task to complete. I have spoken with Falion about a cure. All we need is to deliver the girl.
Feldus, mother, father, we're dead, aren't we? All of us, even me. But is it wrong to want to see them again? Feldus? You spoke with him? Where is he? I want to see him!
I am afraid it is too late for your brother. But there is still hope for you. I spoke with Falion as promised, and his was to provide a cure.
It's you, but I want to wait for Mother and Father.
At this point, waiting is not a choice. I can see how much you have suffered. It is as Arles said. Sickness is a virtue, I do not know if this cure will even work. Ours has doubted its existence since the moment I joined the Order. I have never believed in miracles. And I realize the road to Morthal is long, and you will endure a pain I cannot possibly imagine. All I ask is that you try.
I'll try. For Feldus, for Mother, Father, for everyone.
Thank you. Remember, the ritual must be conducted during the light hours. It will not work if we are cloaked in darkness.
You're here. Stand in the center of the circle. We shall banish the creature you have become.
Right here?
Yes. Now where did I put it?
If you are looking for a black soul gem, you will not find one. Ours was unable to end a life, to act as judge over another. Yet, as I took our last life, I am in position to judge myself, and I deem her to be more virtuous than I.
No, you can't!
It is too late. The poison has already taken effect. Treasure the life I give you. Honor those who were lost in this war. And to you, my friend, I rest easy knowing you will carry on the fight. I ask you once more, what is the meaning of war? Even now I may not have all the answers, but ours was glad to fight it with someone they call a friend.
Very well. I call upon Oblivion Realms, the home of those who are not our ancestors. Answer my plea. I call for that power. Accept the soul that we offer. Return life to the creature you see before you.
He's dead. No, I don't want this. Not like this. Neither did I. I would have never allowed it. It should have been me. But I have to do my best. He gave me everything, and I owe it to him to do the same. He said he hunted vampires, but he was so kind. I never even knew his name. That's a beautiful name. I'll remember it always. The sun. It's so warm. Thank you. I'll never forget what you've done for me.